hot money flows affect interest rate and exchange rate? Without question, yes, it does. How do you work this out? You first need to know what is the framework to analyze interest rates. What's the framework to analyze exchange rates? Exchange rate, what's the framework? Exchange rate determination is just like that, you know? Supply and demand. So let's say this is Sing dollar. This is the price of Sing dollar in a foreign currency, right? Let's say in US dollar. So this is just supply and demand. What's the framework to analyze interest rates? You don't have to draw it, but what's the framework? I just wrote it down earlier. Quantity of, what's that? Loanable funds, you're right. Which means funds that can be loaned, that can be borrowed. Interest rate, okay? And this is exchange rate. This is exchange rate, because you're talking about Sing dollar to US dollar. Supply of loanable funds, demand for loanable funds. Okay? You don't have to draw the LF model. Okay? Now, hot money. In the loanable funds model, where is hot money? Okay. Where do you see hot money in loanable funds model? Demand or supply? Okay, it's supply. Yes, let me frame it in another way. Okay. Loanable funds means money that can be loaned out, right? Why do you think hot money wants to come into a country? Higher interest rates. So they come in and they reside in your banks to earn the interest, right? So hot money always find itself in here. Okay. So hot money deposits in your banks. Hot money deposits in your banks form the supply of loanable funds. The banks will take the money and lend out. The banks are not so silly, you know. Just invite hot money, then pay them interest. No, the bank will take the money and loan it out to get higher returns. Follow? Okay. Because of that, hot money inflow leads to higher supply of loanable funds. Hot money outflow leads to lower supply of loanable funds. And you know what happens to interest rates. The consequence is straightforward. Supply shifts, interest rates change. Okay. Questions? I want to make sure you're clear on this model before I move on to exchange rates, because there's a question on the axis also. I'll go on to that. Okay.
Yeah, why is it? What interest rates? Doesn't have to be a price.
You can think of it as the price, because why? What's the market here? Is the market for loanable funds, right? So what's the price of wanting to borrow money? The interest I have to pay. What's the price of lending out money? The interest I earn. Okay. Questions? No questions? Okay. Exchange rates, hot money. Okay. Yeah. Let's keep it very simple, shall we? Hot money affects this and this. Hot money inflow, right? How many flows in? Higher demand for your currency. One of you asked, does it always have to be in US dollar? Not necessarily. You can look at Sing dollar versus UK pound, Sing dollar versus renminbi, Sing dollar versus Malaysian ringgit. But usually we look at the US dollar as the counterpart. Okay. How many inflow? Higher demand. Sorry.
Yeah, the demand will
Also go up. Yes. The difference between hot money and FDR is one is short term, the other one long term. See, hot money outflow, higher supply of currency. If you want the rule of thumb, the arrow is always upwards. You got that? It's a rule of thumb, so you don't need to be confused. It's always an upward arrow. Okay. That's it. I think this clarifies. Any more questions? Okay. So someone just asked, why is Sing dollar called Sing dollar, not Sing dollar pound or Singapore pound? I said, did it give you a pounding headache? Okay. Okay. Now funny, huh? Any more questions? Okay. Okay. So yes, as Nanya, as you mentioned, this is the first reason why we don't use an interest rate policy, right? Because the change will not have any impact